From apples to eggs. In this video, we take a look at 10 foods you should never eat. Now obviously there are loads of different foods out there people think you should try to avoid, and we can never cover them all in just one video. So I've put together this list of 10 foods some people might not know are actually bad for you or the environment. Margarine. Margarine has long been heralded as a healthier option to butter. However, the sad truth is, neither of them are very good for you. Margarine's claim to fame was that it contains no cholesterol and was also higher in good fats that help reduce your LDL or bad cholesterol. Unfortunately, it's not that straightforward, as margarine is made out of trans fats, which are known to clog arteries and cause cardiovascular disease just as much as butter does. Apples. More specifically, uncertified American apples. In 2012, the European Food Agency banned apples from being sold in the EU that had been treated with a substance known as DPA. DPA is applied to almost all apples grown in America and allows farmers to store their apples for months at a time without going off. The real problem here lies with a study conducted by two British scientists in 1956. They reported that a chemical used in the production of DPA produced liver cancer, lung cancer, and a long list of other medical problems when tested on rats. When the EU challenged apple farmers about this, they couldn't produce any real evidence to counter the study, so the EU banned them for safety reasons. Microwave popcorn. Many people think popcorn is a healthy snack, but the sad truth is, unless you make it yourself, it's probably absolutely covered in fat, oil, sugar and salt, which we all know are not that good for us. Despite this, microwave popcorn is even worse for you. The microwavable bags are coated with PFOAs, a chemical that is directly linked to cancer. Palm oil. You might not have heard of palm oil, but chances are you definitely have eaten or used some of it. Palm oil is a vegetable oil derived from the palm fruit, grown from African oil palm trees. Over 50 million tons of palm oil is produced every year, supplying over 30% of the world's vegetable oils. Being a veggie oil, it obviously isn't that great for your health, but palm oil's real damage is done to the environment, animals and local people. In order to produce palm oil rapidly, producers have to burn down and destroy huge patches of forest so they can plant African oil palm trees. This obviously has a devastating impact on biodiversity. Currently, a third of all mammal species in Indonesia are considered to be critically endangered as a consequence of palm oil. Just take a look at orangutans, for instance. In the last 20 years, 90% of their habitat has been completely destroyed. If we don't stop consuming and producing palm oil at such a rapid, unsustainable rate, countless unique and beautiful animals will cease to exist under our own watch. Sugar-free candy. Sweets and candies that are specifically advertised as sugar-free tend to contain artificial sweeteners. And these sweeteners don't tend to agree with your digestive system. A great example of this are the reviews for sugar-free gummy bears on Amazon. Literally hundreds of people have complained about having extreme intestinal cramping and explosive diarrhea that went on for hours and hours after eating sugar-free candy. Diet soda. While there is no sugar in most diet sodas, there are an ungodly amount of artificial sweeteners and chemicals inside. Over time, these ingredients screw with your taste buds and could theoretically make sweet foods taste sour, resulting in you needing even more sugar to meet your needs. Not to mention, diet soda has been linked to a whole list of horrible things like depression, tooth decay, heightened risk of stroke, heart attacks, pancreatic cancer, and even premature births. Shrimp. The most popular seafood in the American diet. Our taste for shrimp has an astounding environmental impact and potentially threatens our health. For each pound of wild shrimp harvested from oceans, there are between 3 and 10 pounds of bycatch pulled onto the boat deck, including sea turtles and many juvenile fish. Farmed shrimp generally come from mangrove forests, which have been clear-cut and turned into filthy ponds, doused with antibiotics and chemicals to ward off disease. Experts say if you want to be a responsible seafood eater, then you should really give up shrimp. Eggs. Many people will claim eggs to be a health food, insisting they are good for you and do no damage. However, some scientists and nutritionists disagree. Eggs are the single largest source of cholesterol in the American diet. One egg can have as much cholesterol as a burger from a fast food joint. The Harvard Physicians' Health Study followed 20,000 doctors for over 20 years and found that doctors that consumed at least one egg a day had a significantly higher all-cause mortality risk, which clearly suggests that consuming even just one egg a day is significantly associated with a shorter lifespan. Now, for those of you out there that eat eggs, there are a few things you can do to make them healthier, like sourcing the highest quality eggs you can, which normally aren't quite as bad for you as factory farmed ones. Smoothies. Unless homemade or freshly blended in front of you, nutritionists really recommend staying away from store-bought smoothies. Many people think smoothies must be healthy, but the sad truth is that most popular brand-name smoothies often contain at least 25 grams of added sugar in just a small smoothie that probably doesn't have that much fruit in. That's more sugar than some sodas have. Meat, and more specifically red and processed meat. Red meat like beef, lamb, pork, and processed meats like sausage, bacon, and burgers have all been linked to coronary heart disease, diabetes, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and bowel cancer, which combined are some of the biggest killers in Western society. There are thousands upon thousands of studies that show this link, but perhaps the best and most comprehensive is the China study. The China study is based on a 20-year study described by the New York Times as the Grand Prix of epidemiology. T. Colin Campbell, one of the study directors, looked at the mortality rates from cancer and other chronic diseases in 65 counties of China. The study concluded that counties with the high consumption of animal-based foods were more likely to have a higher death rate from Western diseases like diabetes, breast cancer, heart disease, and prostate cancer, while the opposite was true for counties that ate more plant-based foods. Studies like this and others led the World Health Organization to categorize red and processed meats as a type 2 carcinogen in October of 2015, grouping it alongside things like smoking and lead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Comment down below if any of this information is going to change any of your eating habits and why. And also, comment down below if you think some of this stuff is rubbish. I can't wait to read all of your replies. Make sure you subscribe to EatMyClick if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.